I will be doing a quick artillery review for the Soviet Tier 7 artillery piece, the S-51. This is one of my favorite Tier 7 artillery pieces in the game, as it is relatively mobile enough and have a very good gun if you can hit something with it. Especially the HE round. On this gun, it is quite good. The HE round can potentially do about 1,400 damage up to 2,300 damage. So if you have a good damage roll with RNG on your side, you can potentially one-shot a lot of vehicles with the top gun on the S-51. Let's cover the vehicle stats now. The vehicle stats. Hit points, you have 350 hit points. That is not a lot of hit points, so you can be killed easily enough by enemy tanks or by a howitzer that fires HE at you, whether it is artillery or ATD that fires it. The vehicle camo rating, it is not that good. So, if you want to improve the camo rating on this artillery that the camo rating it is bad on, you can use the camouflage paint, camouflage net, and having everyone with the camouflage perk. All of these three, with the benefit of using the terrain around you, will increase the camo rating of this vehicle as well. This vehicle, it is open top, so a well-placed HE round can potentially one-shot this vehicle, so be careful about that. This vehicle, it is quite heavy, weighing about 50 tons. Interesting fact about the S-51. The chassis that the artillery it is built upon, it is a modified KV-1S hull. The hull here have the good mobility still from the KV-1S still. When you have the top engine of the vehicle, the 600 horsepower engine will allow you to have 12 horsepower to 1 ton. That means you are somewhat mobile still, so you can get from location A to B quickly enough when it comes to shorter distances. Also, you can easily reach the 30-kilometer mark easily enough in this vehicle whenever you are on flat terrain or going downhill. The hull traverse, it is okay, 20 degrees, but it is bad when a vehicle get up close and personal to you, especially if they are flanking you. If an enemy is flanking you, they can kill you easily enough, as you will have a problem turning around quickly enough to kill them. So be careful about that. The armor, it is not that bad nor good. It is 60 millimeters all around. 60 in the front, side, and rear. The hull can be penetrated easily enough by most guns. One thing I would like to point out is that the gun shields here, if you angle them well enough, you can ricochet some lower penning guns easily enough whenever you are top tier, especially whenever you are going up against light tanks. The gun itself, the gun depression downward, it is not that good, based upon the design of the artillery here. The gun that I am using here, the B4, this is a high damage gun with a very slow reloading time, with all of the stats of a slow loading gun as well. The gun traverse, it is bad, 12 degrees left to right. That means if a enemy target, it is 14 degrees left or to the right, you have to turn the hull And then you have to go through the entire process of actually aiming at the target if you want to shoot at it. This is one problem that artillery like this having very bad gun traverse. So finding a good spot on the map where you can take advantage of the narrow arc, it is very important when you want to do a lot of damage on the map that you are in. The view range, it is not that bad nor good. 330 meters. To increase the view range, you can go with coated optics, binocular telescopes, and getting the necessary perks to increase your view range. The radio, it is okay at 625 meters. Let's cover the vehicle research now. The research for the vehicle. If you just came from the KV-2 to the S-51, you will have the first pair of tracks, the first engine, the top radio unlocked already if you research it on any other vehicle that uses it, and the top gun. Besides that, you will have to research everything else on this vehicle. The one good thing about the tracks is that you can use the first pair of tracks still and mount all of the equipment onto it still. I would recommend that you research and mount the top pair of tracks as it have a slightly better haul traverse, 18 to 20. Also, you will have to research this to get to the Tier 8 artillery piece. The engines. There are two engines that you are going to be using on this machine. It is up to you if you want to use just the first one or the last engine. The first engine, the 500 horsepower engine, it is okay to use throughout the entire grind. The vehicle will be mobile enough still. This engine, you will have about 10 horsepower to 1 ton. So it is not that bad nor good. Second engine, it is not that much of a improvement. 20 more horsepower. Extra while retaining the same chance of engine fire at 15%. Now, the last engine, it is usable on the S-51 only. So you may or may not want to get this, as it is only usable on this vehicle. This 600 horsepower engine will give you a 12 horsepower to 1 ton, which will make this vehicle a little bit more mobile. The 12RT radio, you would have this already researched on any vehicle that uses it. Now the guns. You have a choice of 2 guns to use based upon your personal preference to get the necessary experience points to get to the Tier 8 artillery. The SU-14-2. The BR2 gun, it is not that bad. With the proper equipment and the crew perks, you can have somewhere between 2 to 3 rounds with this BR2 gun. The pen, it is okay. The damage output per a shell, it is not that good compared to the B4 gun. In theory, the BR2 gun, if you have 2 very good high damaging shells when they do hit the enemy vehicle with a high damage roll, 2 of the BR2 gun shells, when it comes to damage output, potentially can equal 1 B4 gun if the damage rolls and RNG is on your side. This gun, it is not as accurate as the B4. 0.76. So, if you want to hit something, you have to fully aim onto the target. The aiming time, it is slightly better, at 7 seconds. The before gun, it is a higher caliber for the gun from the 152mm gun. This 203mm gun, it have already howitzer stats, so loading time, 1 round per a minute. That means the loading time for this gun, it is about 45 seconds per a shell. The pen, it is slightly better with the accuracy of .90. If you hit something with this gun, you can potentially do a lot of damage with the HE round alone for both of these guns. The gun have a little bit more of a longer aiming time at 8 seconds. Both of these guns are good. It is up to you which one suits your preference. The slightly better rate of fire gun that does less damage per a shot, or the bigger caliber artillery gun that does a lot more damage but have a slower rate of fire. To get to the Su-14-2, you will have to research about 130,000 experience points and about 2,750,000 credits to get to this vehicle. Now I will be covering the ammunition layout, the consumables, the equipment setup, and how are you going to be using this artillery piece. Let's begin off with the consumables. This is artillery, and you can be killed quickly enough. The only consumable that you will be needing is the repair kit to repair any module damage. Also, if you want to, you can use the first aid kit to treat the crew member injuries. This vehicle, if you want to put out engine fires, you can use the fire extinguisher here. If you have any of the premium consumables here, you can use it to increase the crew performance by 10%. To get the permanent bonus from the premium consumables, you can use the large first aid kit to get the 15% increase in the protection of the crew members from the injuries. Large repair kit to increase the speed of the repairs being done. The before gun here carries not a lot of ammo, 12 rounds. The first gun carries more ammo compared to the top gun. The 12 rounds of ammo, for the most part, you will never run out of ammo within a match. Because of the loading time, it is quite long on the top gun here. About 45 seconds just to load this big howitzer here. The 12 rounds, I would only shoot HE out of this gun, as HE, if it hits something, you will be doing a bit of damage still, and potentially getting the high damage rolls if you hit something that is thinly armored where the shell hits. All of the rounds will just go to the first HE round. You can use the premium rounds here, as the only difference between the regular HE and the premium HE, it is the blast radius from 6 meters to 8.5 meters. If you are going to be using the premium ammo here, it will cost you 8,000 credits or 20 gold. This can be a bit pricey if you want to be using this ammo type. AP, it is not a bad bad idea to use it, as the pen it is quite good. 200 millimeters to 325 millimeters. AP. Remember, if you hit something and it penetrates, you will be doing damage to the vehicle. But if it ricochets or does not go through, the AP round does 0 damage. So HE is the general, all around the better ammo type to use. The equipment. I would go with the large caliber artillery shell rammer to reduce the loading time. The other pieces of equipment that I would use would be the enhanced gun length drive to decrease the aiming time by 10%. To increase the view range, it's up to you if you want to use either of these two on the artillery here, coated optics for the permanent bonus when it is equipped, or binocular telescopes when it is activated. The last item that you can use if you want to is the camouflage net to increase the camouflage rating when it is activated. This artillery, as it is at tier 7, you will have tier 7 matchmaking. Tier 7 up to tier 9. This artillery piece, if you want to do quite well in it, remember, distance it is your friend. So find a good place where you can shoot from to hit the enemy vehicles. This vehicle, once you have fired, after hitting something, or if it does not hit, my recommendation is that you move to a different location, even if it's a short distance away, to avoid any potential oncoming artillery round if they fire at you. I have 2 replays to show you how well you can do in the S51. Let's get to those 2 replays now. This replay, I will show you how important map awareness, knowing the map and where the vehicles may potentially go. It is quite important if you want to do quite well in the artillery piece you are using. This loading time for the Top Gun, it is quite long, 45 seconds. During this time, you can use this to your advantage to get to a location where you can shoot from. This location here, I am choosing it as I can hit things accurately enough down the 9 line and the B line as well. With the gun loaded, I aim down at the corner here, knowing that I may be able to get a few shots as these vehicles will try to hug the corner. Let's speed this up a bit. Seeing the heavies in the corner there, and not able to hit them where I was at, I will shoot at this KV-1S to finish it off. The good thing about HE is that you will be doing damage to an enemy tank still, even if it does not hit it right on. This Tiger 1 here, I aim onto it. Fortunately, the loading time was finished by the time that I could get the last shot on the Tiger 1 there. Now seeing the bottom corner is secured, I switch my attention to this corner here. If I had the first gun on this machine, I would have been able to fire and potentially hit the PD4 and the M4. Fortunately enough, with them at this corner here, and the arc that I can shoot at from my location, I was able to hit all of these three with the HE round. While in the process, I took out the PD4 and the M4, getting myself a Bombardier medal with the blast radius of this gun. Right now, I am changing locations to get a better location to shoot at the enemy tank in case if the artillery is trying to find me and kill me. Just by changing locations, even if it's short distance away, it will help get yourself off of the enemy radar. As long as you're not seen by the enemy tanks if they're close by to light you up. The Hummel here, I aim in at the last known location of the vehicle. The HE round, taking a blind shot there, and hoping the Hummel wasn't going to be moving, I finished it off by doing a counter barrage on the artillery there. 5 kills, I'm doing quite good. I just need one more to the top gun medal. Seeing the M41 going to the G3 area and the Lorraine where it is going to go, I try to get myself into a location to shoot at this Lorraine. This is where being a improvised CD at times may be useful to do. If you can shoot at the vehicle, if you have the advantage and the time to do so. That round, if it was a bit more closer to the Lorraine and did not flew over, I could have had gotten myself the top gun there. This replay, I did quite well for being a top tier artillery piece. For the 5 kills that I did about 1,500 damage. The damage output it was not that great nor bad, but I finished off the enemy vehicles that I shot at. Let's go to the second replay now. This replay, I will show you how well you can do in the S51 when you're not top tier. Let's speed this replay up a bit. With the loading time of the gun being 45 seconds. I will have to find a location where I can shoot from. Let's speed this up a bit. I am trying to think where a enemy tank would go. Seeing the IS-6 and the T-54 here, I am keeping an eye on it in this location here. Once the gun is finishing loading itself, I will shoot at the vehicles here. The FCM, it's in a dangerous position. The IS-6 and the T-54 can finish it off easily enough. Fortunately, I have my gun loaded. I am trying to get an accurate shot here. This T-54, I aim onto the vehicle here. I almost one-shot the vehicle. I did about 1,400 damage, taking most of its hit points off and killing it in the process. This is where the gun alpha damage, if you have the high damage rolls, can be quite useful at times, especially if RNG is on your side. With the round hitting the piece of armor, well, it is not that thick for the HE round to penetrate it while doing a maximum amount of damage. While loading, I am looking where I can potentially shoot at in this area of the map. Seeing there is a target in the 2 line, I was going to fire at the FCM there, but I chose not to. This T10 here, I am trying to aim at the vehicle here. With the vehicle off of my map radar, the round went to the vehicle location and did some damage there. Let's speed this up a bit. While loading the gun here, I switch locations to have a better vantage point to shoot from. The FCM here, I was going to shoot at it. The T-49 and the object here. I would have had a shot at them, but my gun wasn't loaded in time to finish one of them off. This is where my usefulness to the team comes to an end. This match, it was a victory for us. For the 1 kill that I got, I did about 2,000 damage in this match. That is not too bad for being in a artillery piece. Most of that damage came from the T-54 itself. Let's go to the garage now to do a brief recap on this vehicle. Let's do a brief recap on the S51. This vehicle itself, it is average. It is not that bad, nor good. The only good thing about it is the horsepower to ton ratio and the gun itself. The gun, if you do hit something with it, you can potentially do a lot of damage with this gun. The vehicle, it is mobile enough, so you can get from location A to B quickly enough if you have to. This artillery, with the 12 degrees of gun traverse, it is important that you know the map you are on and have a good sense of map awareness where you can shoot from and hit something accurately enough with the 12 degrees of gun traverse. Having the knowledge where certain type of vehicles will go and knowing what type of terrain you can shoot over or around based upon the location, it is quite vital if you want to do quite well using artillery in the game. This vehicle, it is quite good if you know what you are doing in the vehicle. The S51, Once you get used to the strengths and the weaknesses of the vehicle, you can do quite well in it. I hope that you learn a thing or two about the S51 and how to use it properly. If you like this video, leave a like, a comment, and even follow my channel as well. Good luck on the battlefield, everyone.